Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. The date is 20th of June and it's just past midnight. Currently my 13th day of my quarantine. Now the past week, as you know, has been rough for all of us, especially with the news of Sushant Singh Rajput's suicide, which has left the entire India shell shocked, from his fans to to Bollywood to general public. Everyone can't believe that such a a star which is at his peak and prime of his career resort to such an extreme step. Of course, now there will be theories that this is not exactly suicide, that there is some foul play involved in it, and it's a premeditated murder and rather abetment of suicide. Many other conspiracy theories. I will not go into them. I will let the police decide that, the investigative team decide that. Many people are comparing this to Sridevi's or Sunanda Pushkar's death, and so let's not just go there. I am here to discuss, or rather address, the elephant in the room, that is mental health. Now, just after the news came out, and the week after that till now, I've been seeing messages all around social media that people are asking their friends or their colleagues to help, to ask for help or to reach out for help and speak up if they're going through any mental turmoil or any mental depression. Because of course, it's good to see that people are kind of moving out of that stigma and encouraging their friends and colleagues and family to speak out if they are facing any mental turmoil. Now, I know that's a very good gesture, and I really hope people do speak out. So let's say you've spoken to your friends or family that you are depressed. Now, they are not trained people. So what they do, like a good friend or a good colleague, they ask you to visit a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a shrink, whoever, whatever you call that person to be. Now you may go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist depending upon how serious your ailment is. Psychologists are generally therapists or counselors who are not necessarily doctors of medicines. And what I mean, they do have some lot of techniques of therapy, and like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, or hypnotherapy, which will give you coping techniques, which will help you with coping mechanisms in order to alleviate your suffering. Depends on your case. If it's very serious, they have the power, they can refer you to a doctor of medicine who's a psychiatrist, or you can directly go to a psychiatrist who will prescribe you medicines. Now, depending on the case and the symptoms and the kind of mental illness it is, the person should choose, or rather, I mean, the person should go to that specific expert. Now in India, what I was saying, that these kind of treatment is certainly not cheap. In a city like Mumbai or Calcutta, for example, a trip or a visit to a psychologist or a psychotherapist may cost you anything between 500 to 1000. Imagine 500 to 1000 per session. Now, I've been living in Mumbai for 5 years. I remember when I first visited this city, I came to this city for work. I had my own demons. I also had the tryst and fight with depression, which I came out victorious. It is because of change of scenery, change of city, job pressures, some personal life problems. All of that, coagulated into a quagmire of emotions, which made my anxiety spike up. So I was suffering from panic attacks and anxiety along with depression. So that's, I've had my demons. I thought, let's not try to self-diagnose. Let's vent it out and speak to a therapist. So I used to visit a therapist in Mumbai, a very nice, lovely lady. I thank her with all my heart for making my life easier and teaching me coping techniques. I used to visit 4 times a month, once a week, that is. It used to cost 1000 rupees for 1.5 hour sessions, so 4000 rupees in a month. So can you imagine, in a country like India, where if the middle class and the upper middle class can manage it, what about the poor people, the people who live below the poverty line? How will they manage it? Manage 500 to 1000 rupees? And as you know, depression and mental illness do not ask, social stature, or how much money you earn, or whether you're famous or not. It can hit anybody. It can hit rich people, Bollywood celebrities. It can hit a common man like me. It can hit a laborer also, who can barely make his ends meet. So where should he go? I can pay for my bills. I can pay for my therapist bills. what will that poor person do? Will he keep on, suffering and getting distressed every day? Sadly, till 2017, India did not have a mental health act, that is, an act to include mental disorders and mental health related diseases into insurance. So, only in 2017, now I did some reading. So, only in 2017, the Mental Healthcare Act was passed and it came into effect somewhere in mid of 2018. So, it meant that now from now on mental illnesses will have to be taken into consideration for insurance schemes. Now there are a lot of caveats to this. Even after 2 years from now, I did a check and I found out that other than HDFC Ergo, no other private insurance companies are offering mental illness as part of their coverage, which is very very sad, because even after this act being passed, there are no such there's so many mental private medical insurance, health insurance schemes and companies trying to sell you insurance every other day. But if you just ask them that do you have mental health or mental disorder covered in your scheme, none of them will say yes, all will say no, except HDFC Ergo. Now, of course, there are again some lot of caveats in this. Now, since mental health and mental disorders are treated only on an outpatient, an OPD basis, like you don't get admitted that much. The same thing with cancer patients, you go and take your chemotherapy sessions. The same thing with mental health, the patients go for OPDs. So you are only covered if only you get hospitalized. Now that is an extreme step. That is when you have reached that that patient is tagged or maybe proved that he's a lunatic. That is the final stage when you have to be admitted to a mental asylum or a hospital where you have to take electrical shock therapy or something like that. But that is a very extreme step. But what about this counseling, this talking, these trips to the counselors and therapists, which cost 500,000? None of this is covered because they come under outpatient. So that's a very sad reality of all our mental health coverages which are included in all our private insurance companies. That was about private insurance. Now we'll ask, what about the government? What's the government of India doing for mental disorder? Now that it has passed an act, surely it must be doing something for mental patients. So yes, of course you must know that under Ayushman Bharat, which is the universal health scheme for the government of India, which plans to provide free universal healthcare to all citizens. It strives to be, although we are still very very far from the European countries or the socialist countries, how they or the quasi-socialist countries, but it's good that the government has taken an initiative towards it, and they have included mental illnesses in this scheme, which is a very very good initiative. The only problem which lies over here is that you have to obviously get treated at the public and the general hospitals, which is under the government, the central government. Now comes some states which, due to their bureaucratic reasons, have decided not to take Ayushman Bharat and decided to remove their state from its coverages. These states are namely West Bengal, Odisha, Telangana, and I think Bihar, I'll say. So these states are not covered by the central government's Ayushman Bharat scheme. As opposed to that, they have their own state healthcare schemes, which will try to cover their own state people under universal healthcare, or try to cover them under universal healthcare. Now it is, you can say, some political agenda, bureaucratic agenda, I don't know, so let's not get into that. Now West Bengal, Telangana, Orissa, these states have their own state healthcare. Now, do they have mental illness included in their coverage? Sadly, West Bengal does not have. Telangana does not have. Only Odisha has. Only Odisha till date is the only state whose state general health insurance coverage includes mental disorders in it. So that's again a path-breaking initiative by the state government of Odisha. But however, it waits to be seen that how our Odisha state level public state government hospitals are equipped in handling mental patients or patients who are suffering from depression or any other complicated mental disorders. So that was my small commentary on the state of mental health insurance, or rather the coverage of mental health and mental disorders in the insurance schemes, both public and private, in India. So you can do some reading and also let me know in the comments below anything else you know, or anything else I should have said I missed out, or anything I'm wrong. Just mention in the comments below. I'll say that be nice to each other, be empathetic, be good, be kind, and you never know what the other person is going through. Try to be his or her shoes and think before you kind of, next time you shout at someone, or next time you kind of troll or make a meme on someone. So be a bit kind. It's one of the reasons I hate the roasting genre of comedy. So refrain from that, be a bit kind, be empathetic, and I think this goes a long way in helping the other person. I sincerely hope this video makes you aware and alert about the mental health schemes in India, and also helps you to be a bit more kind and empathetic from now on. So if you like this video, do give it a like, comment about your views, share this video among your friends. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first person to get the notification. Stay safe, stay happy, stay kind. I'll see you again next time. Bye.